Bro, imagine leaving your kid in the car for 2 minutes, then a tow truck hooks it and drives off with your 4-year-old still inside. This happened in Sunrise, Florida outside Bistro Creole, and the video is nightmare fuel. The dad runs out, bangs the driver's window, screaming his daughter is in the back, but the truck keeps moving, allegedly ignoring him. Seconds later, the little girl makes a choice no child should face. She jumps out of the moving car and hits the roadway on West Oakland Park Boulevard. Her father bolts into traffic and grabs her before she's hit. Police say she had minor injuries on her arms and calf and was taken to the hospital. Officers then called the tow company, and the truck came back, and that's when the driver, Sergio Suarez, was arrested and charged with felony child neglect, no great bodily harm. Body cam reportedly shows the dad shaking while getting his keys back, asking, "Is my baby okay?" Suarez's lawyer says he checked the vehicle 3 times and even had a spotter, but the judge said that makes no sense if a 4-year-old ended up in the road. So what is this? Evil, negligence, or a brutal mistake? Either way, she deserved peace. And be honest, should the father face charges for leaving a child alone, even for 2 minutes? Comment, Jael or mistake. Did you know the creepy story about a girl named Chloe? She hated her natural eye color, gray-brown. Boring, she said. One night she saw a viral TikTok claiming lemon juice in your eyes can turn them blue. Chloe didn't think twice. Every evening, at home, she copied the life hack, staring in the mirror and waiting for magic. People say you can still find clips by searching lemon juice in eyes. At first, it looked like it worked. Her irises started looking lighter, almost blue. Chloe got excited and kept going. Then, the nightmare hit. Her eyes began to burn like fire. The whites turned red and swollen. Tears wouldn't stop. By day 3, light hurt. By day 4, everything went hazy. Like a fog, she couldn't blink away. She tried to hide it until she woke up and couldn't read her phone screen. Her parents grabbed her keys and rushed her to the ER, but the damage was already deep. Doctors were horrified when they learned what she'd been doing. Acid can damage the cornea fast, and once that tissue is scarred, vision may not come back. Chloe went permanently blind because she didn't stop in time. Please don't try any eye color hacks. If something gets in your eye, rinse with clean water and get medical help. If stories like this keep you up at night, hit follow. The next one is worse. Did you know a girl who washed her hair with Coca-Cola? Her name was Olivia. Her hair was so rough it snapped every time she brushed it. She couldn't afford expensive shampoo, so while her friends showed off silky curls, Olivia hid under a hat and prayed nobody noticed. Then she saw a viral post claiming, "Rinse with Coke and it turns smooth overnight." She ran to the store, bought a bottle, and soaked her hair like it was a miracle. Next morning, her strands looked darker, sleeker, almost glossy. According to the TikTok, you can still find it by searching "girl who washed her hair with Coca-Cola." Olivia kept doing it once, then twice, then every week. At school, compliments exploded. People stared. Teachers asked what salon she used. For a moment, she felt unstoppable. But then her scalp started itching, then burning. It turned red, tender, and flaky. One shower later, she noticed 20 230 strands in her hands. The sugar and acidity left her hair dry, brittle, and angry, and the shedding got worse. She stopped immediately and treated her scalp gently. Over weeks, the irritation calmed down and her hair slowly recovered, back to normal, not magic. And Olivia swore one rule: never put soda on your head again, because if you keep chasing that shine, you might lose your hair for real. Did you ever hear about the girl who was suffocated by a live octopus? Her name was Evelyn Mateo. She was in a tiny, cheap sushi spot on the Florida coast with 2 guys, laughing, drinking, trying to look fearless. Evelyn wanted to impress them, so she ordered the restaurant's most viral dish, a live octopus. The waitress set it on a plate. It was still moving, curling slowly. The guys turned their phones on as Evelyn lifted it with chopsticks, giggling like it was nothing. Then she did the one thing you never do. She tried to swallow it whole without chewing. Instantly, she froze. She felt something grip her tongue. The suction cups latched to the roof of her mouth and throat, and her breath just stopped. At first, the guys kept recording, thinking it was a prank. People later claimed the clip was online if you searched "octopus stuck in throat." But Evelyn slammed the table, eyes wide, signaling she couldn't breathe. Staff rushed over and tried to pull it free, but it was stuck too deep and still clinging. In seconds, panic turned into silence. Evelyn didn't survive. Afterward, the whole restaurant went numb. One stupid impress them moment became a warning. Some food isn't a challenge. If it's alive and gripping, don't try to swallow it because the joke can turn fatal fast. Ruby Hernandez, 28, held her breath as a guard's flashlight swept under the metal door at 3 a.m. She covered her 7-year-old's mouth. Don't move. They weren't criminals, just homeless, hiding in a 10x10 concrete box for 182 nights, no windows, no heat. After 9 p.m., one sound meant CPS and goodbye. Her daughter whispered, "Mommy, are we trash?" At 6 a.m., Ruby saw an ad. Order house cleanup, $100. Hazardous. Everyone said no. Ruby said yes. 12 hours of rot, rats, and filth until her hands blistered open. She didn't see garbage, fridge, she saw rent, food, and one more day together. The owner found her on her knees, scrubbing tile with a toothbrush, crying, and posted it. According to Ruby, 47 calls came in within 3 days. She slept 3 hours a night, carried bleach in a backpack, and kept saying yes. By week 4, she was booked 22 days out, according to her. She worked 7 days a week, saved 90%, and made one rule: pay struggling moms same day. Dirty work to them, escape to her. Today, she turns the key to a 4-bedroom house. Her daughter screams, "The guard can't hear me anymore." Now Ruby runs a luxury cleaning crew built on second chances. Would you take the 100 job or wait for the 500 client? He learned to tattoo in prison. Today, celebrities drop $50,000 for his ink. At 17, a drug deal went bad. A gun went off. He got 15 years. His own mother skipped court and said he was dead to her. Inside, he watched a cellmate get stabbed with a sharpened cigarette butt everywhere. That was the moment he knew, change or die in there. He found a broken tattoo machine in the trash. No teacher, no manual. He learned by candlelight, needle by needle. He practiced on orange peels, then on his own legs. Inmates paid him in ramen and snacks. Guards caught him, beat him, and threw him in solitary 3 times. Each time he got out, he went right back to tattooing. He walked out at 32 with no job, no home, $30, and a bag of sketches. Nobody wanted an ex-con with face tattoos. He slept on subway trains, tattooed in park bathrooms for $20. Withdrawal made his hands shake until a studio owner saw his work on Instagram. He went sober, posted 1 sketch a day for 90 days, and DM'd every shop in town hundreds of no's. Monday, 9 a.m., he showed up at 7, cleaned floors, set up stations, worked free for 6 months. They laughed. Then one client asked for him, then another, then a famous rapper. Today, Marcus Ink Johnson owns 3 studios in LA and NYC. 2-year waitlist, same hands, new life. Phoenix, Arizona. 30 stories up on a steel beam, a construction worker's phone buzzed mid-lunch. Text from his wife, "I'm leaving. I'm taking the kids. Don't come home." His hands went numb. He swayed, caught the beam, and sat staring at the skyline for almost an hour. The guys thought he was sick. They didn't know one message had erased his life. That night, he opened the door to an empty apartment. She'd taken everything, photos, dishes, even the blankets, left only a couch and his clothes. For 6 months, he did 2 things: work and drink. He dropped 30+ pounds, showed up late, and came close to getting fired. Then one night, he watched a woodworking video, someone turning scraps into a table. Something clicked. He started hauling leftover wood home from job sites. Coffee table, shelf, bed. He posted photos online. Comments hit. "Are you selling?" He hadn't even thought of it. His first order was a dining table for thousands, then another, then 10. He quit construction, rented a warehouse, and hired 3 former co-workers. Last year, he cleared $1.2 million selling custom furniture, all from scraps tossed away. His ex-wife messaged to talk. He never replied. His name is Jake Morrison, and he rebuilt everything from what was left behind.
Did you know there was a man who didn't just fake his death? He deleted himself from the world? His name was Nathan Black, once a brilliant coder, millionaire by 26. But after a betrayal by his closest friend, he vanished. No phone, no accounts, no trace. He rewrote the code behind the internet, made himself invisible, lived in silence on a cold mountain, haunted by voices, watching the world he helped build burn. Then one day a tech company launched a new AI. It spoke a single line before it crashed. Nathan Black is still alive. That one sentence broke the internet. Governments panicked. Corporations froze their systems. Everyone scrambled to find the ghost. But Nathan was already inside their servers. Then all the screens in Times Square lit up at once. No ads, no videos, just white text. "You erased me once. I'm returning the favor." The lights shut off. The world rebooted. And Nathan, he was gone again. But now everyone is searching.
Did you know there are bodies on Mount Everest that are used as trail markers? Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth, is also one of the deadliest. Above 8,000 meters lies the death zone, where the air is so thin, your body starts shutting down. Oxygen is scarce, thinking becomes foggy. Every step is torture. Over 300 climbers have died on Everest, and most of them are still up there. Their bodies, frozen solid by the cold, can't be recovered. Helicopters can't fly that high, and it's too dangerous to carry the dead back down. So they stay. They fell. One of the most infamous is a man known as Green Boots, believed to be Indian climber Sewang Paljor. He died during a blizzard in 1996. His body rests in a cave near the main route to the summit, curled on his side, his neon green boots poking out of the snow. For years, climbers would say, once you pass Green Boots, you're almost there. Then there's Sleeping Beauty, an American climber who died just short of the summit. Her body sits upright, strapped to her gear, her long hair frozen in the wind. Her face is tilted upward, eyes closed. Some climbers pause in silence. Others step over the bodies, barely looking. Everest doesn't just hold the dreams of the living, it keeps the dead as warnings. Did you know Jimmy Kimmel was just canceled after more than 20 years on air? According to reports, ABC suspended his late-night show after controversial comments he made about Charlie Kirk. It happened just hours before he was set set to go live, shocking the entire production team. Sources close to him say he was absolutely furious. They claim he's even considering breaking his contract and cutting ties with ABC forever. Remember, Kimmel has been on air since 2003, making thousands of jokes, pushing the line through different administrations. For it all to end like this feels huge. Donald Trump immediately celebrated the news, calling it a win for America. He even said Fallon and Seth Meyers should be next. Meanwhile, others are calling it a dangerous attack on free speech, warning that no comedian is safe anymore. But here's the twist. So far, no official confirmation has come from ABC or Kimmel himself, which has many people asking, is this the truth or just another viral rumor? Either way, one thing is clear. If history tells us anything, stars like Kimmel rarely disappear. He might even come back stronger than ever. Did you know police in Miami discovered two 9-year-old twin girls living completely alone in a $3 million penthouse? Their names were Sofia and Valentina Herrera, and the shocking part is, they had been there for 14 months without anyone noticing. Neighbors swore the millionaire parents still lived with them, but the truth was the twins were all by themselves. The mystery started to unravel in January 2024, when an Uber Eats driver grew suspicious. Every day, the same girl answered the door, orders over $200, always paid in cash. No adults ever seen. The driver finally called the police. When officers entered the penthouse on Brickell Avenue, they were stunned. The twins were healthy, the fridge full, bills paid, but their parents had been missing since November 2022. Inside the closet, police found 47 envelopes, each one with $5,000, passwords, and instructions for the girls. The final envelope said, December 2024, now you can ask for help. When questioned, they only gave one chilling answer. Mom and Dad told us they were here, so we believed them. To this day, their parents remain missing.
Orcas are far more terrifying than you realize, and they're so intelligent that most animals in the ocean never even stand a chance. But why? First, orcas never hunt alone. They hunt in perfectly coordinated groups, acting like a single super predator, able to create strategies during the attack and change plans within seconds. But that's only the beginning. They also play with their prey before killing it, launching seals into the air, stunning them with their tails, or letting an animal escape for a moment just to chase it again, as if they enjoy the panic. And even if you tried to escape, they're much faster than you think, reaching over 30 miles per hour, accelerating almost instantly while you barely have time to react. But it gets worse. Orcas use the environment to their advantage, creating synchronized waves to knock animals off ice floes, or surrounding prey and forcing it downward until it runs out of air, with no chance of getting away. And when they attack sharks, they become even more brutal. They flip them upside down, put them into a trance, and rip out only the liver with precision, leaving the rest of the body floating. This combination of strength, intelligence, and calculated cruelty makes orcas one of the most terrifying predators on the planet. Giant squids are far more terrifying than you were taught, and are so massive and elusive that for centuries people thought they were only myths. But why? First, these creatures can grow over 40 feet long, with tentacles longer than a school bus, covered in rotating hooks, designed to latch onto anything. If one ever wrapped around you, you wouldn't be able to break free. But that's only the beginning. Giant squids have eyes the size of dinner plates, the largest of any animal on Earth, allowing them to see you in the deep darkness, long before you even know they're there. They live thousands of feet below the surface, where sunlight never reaches, and move completely silently, using jet propulsion to strike at speeds you would have no time to react to. But it gets worse. When they attack, they don't just grab their prey, they pull it into a razor-sharp beak strong enough to slice through bone, all while their tentacles drag you deeper and deeper into total darkness. And even if you tried to escape upward, your lungs would collapse from the pressure change long before the squid ever loosened its grip. The most terrifying part? We've barely studied them. Almost everything we know comes from dead specimens washed onto beaches, or scars found on sperm whales after battles in the deep, meaning the real giant squid could be far bigger, faster, and more dangerous than anything we've ever recorded. Why running from a polar bear is the worst mistake you could ever make. First off, polar bears aren't just big. They're the largest land predators on Earth, standing over 10 feet tall on their hind legs and weighing more than a car. And unlike what most people think, they aren't slow. But it gets worse. Polar bears can run up to 25 miles per hour, faster than any human alive. So the moment you turn your back and try to escape, you've already lost. You wouldn't even make it a few seconds before it closes the distance. And here's the terrifying part. Polar bears don't just chase for fun. They actively hunt humans. Unlike other bears, they see you as prey, not a threat. The second you run, you trigger its hunting instinct, turning you into a target. But even if you didn't run, it wouldn't matter much. Polar bears have one of the strongest senses of smell on the planet, able to detect you from over 20 miles away. Hiding is useless. It already knows exactly where you are, and when it reaches you, it won't hesitate. Polar bears don't kill quickly. They'll pin you down with their massive paws, each swipe strong enough to crush your skull, and begin eating you while you're still alive. But the worst part? In the Arctic, you're already exhausted, freezing, and disoriented. The bear isn't. This is its environment. You're not running from it. You're just deciding how fast it catches you. When humpback whales become heroes, most people think humpback whales are gentle giants that only care about singing and migrating. But that's not the full story, because when humpback whales see something being attacked, they sometimes step in. It gets strange when you realize who they're protecting. Not just other whales, but seals, dolphins, and even animals they've never met before. Creatures that don't help them at all. So why would a 40-ton animal risk its life for something so small? When predators like killer whales attack, humpbacks have been observed charging straight into the fight, slamming their massive bodies, swinging their long fins, and placing themselves directly between the predator and the victim. But it gets even more unbelievable. Humpbacks will actively lift smaller animals onto their chests, keeping them out of the water and shielding them until the danger is gone. And this isn't rare. These moments have been recorded all over the world, again and again, with no clear benefit to the whale. No food, no reward, just intervention. In an ocean where everything is supposed to be survival of the fittest, sometimes the biggest creature chooses to protect instead of destroy.